Okay. A quick look at some of the new features in Skyscraper 2.1 and 2.2. One of the new features is the new simple mode. You invoke this simply by typing Skyscraper. It will then ask you a bunch of questions, like which front end do you wish to scrape for? I am going to scrape for emulation station, so I'll just press enter. That's the default one. And I would like to scrape the Mega Drive platform. The ROM input folder, I will have to type in, since I'm not running this on the RetroPie itself, I'm typing in a non-default one, but for most cases the default one will be perfect. It will ask me a bunch more questions. Feel free to change any of these, but default will be optimal for most cases. It has now generated a script from my answers, and it asks me if I want to run this script, and I say yes. And it will now run my ROMs through all of the supported scraping sources for this particular platform, the Mega Drive platform. You see it started by running it through the Open Retro platform. Now then it took the GamesDB, Screenscraper, and the last one is the local DB, which sort of binds all the data from the previous scraping runs together. And as you can see, we have a completeness of 100%, search match of 100%. And well, I only have one ROM here, so that's pretty easy, but it looks very good. So if we check in here, we can see that it has found the cover, which looks like this. Marquee looks like this. And this is a screenshot currently being composited from the screenshot and the cover. I'll talk more about that in a second. And the wheel. So all of these are currently resized a bit. So as you will probably notice, they aren't all that big. And that is because I have configured it to resize them. You can, you can of course, let me just find the right file. You can of course choose not to resize them. This is the current artwork configuration. It's located in the artwork XML file, which is located at the home folder .skyscraper, and these are all of the files used by Skyscraper, and you will find the artwork.xml in here. So what you see here is an artwork node with some output and layer nodes. So each output node is an exported artwork resource. In this case, we have a screenshot. We have width, height of the screenshot, and we have some layers in the screenshot. So let's just take a look at it again. Oh, sorry. Yeah. So this is how it looks. And as you can see, we have a layer which has the resource of the screenshot. It is aligned to the right, vertical line to the top. It has a width and a height. And that is basically the screenshot you see here. So on top of that, we have a new layer. The resource is the cover. It's aligned, vertically aligned to the bottom, and it's moved up by 15 pixels. And the height is 200. And because I don't have a width of this, it will keep the aspect ratio and simply resize it to 200. So inside of this layer node, I have a shadow node, which has a distance of 10, softness of 10, and opacity of 75. You can just barely make it out down here. So this is a way to create a single output. It's this big. And for the others, this is also an output. It is simply the wheel graphics or artwork resource exported and resized to a width of 350, and same thing for cover and marquee. And if you want to keep the original size of the outwork resource from the scraping source, simply remove these and it will use the original sizes or original resolution. So that's how, yeah, okay, so further information on this can be obtained from the GitHub main page. It's github.com/modular/skyscraper, and there's a link to the artwork description a bit further down in the README. So please be sure to check it out if you want to have an explanation for everything I just went through. Okay, so what else is new? Yeah, okay, so it's just now that I have support for marquee, wheel, screenshot, and cover, I wanted to make sure that you could disable these resources. So I have implemented the new no covers, no screenshots, no wheels, no marquees command line options. So you can set those, and if they are set, it will no longer cache all of those resources in the local database. So you will save some space, but you will also be missing out on the resources, of course. So I think that's pretty much all the new stuff in Skyscraper 2.2.0. Happy scraping!